This problem is another difficult one. White is being surrounded, these 4 stones, and they need to connect with the corner. So it is a very difficult question for beginners or lower level amateurs. But what do you see in this pattern? Because these 4 stones are so far away from the corner, so simple moves like this will not work. But we need to identify some of the weaknesses in black's shape. First one is this potential cut, or at least if white plays here, this will be a forcing move, or at least for the purpose of this problem. And second, we see that here is another forcing move that white can play, because if white occupies both intersections, then these 2 black stones will be cut off, and white will succeed. And maybe white can play here as well. It's also a forcing move. And lastly, as I showed you, this bend, this hane here, is not a good move because black can also bend and white cannot connect on the first line. But white should think about another move on the second line. It should be this. Now actually we have the correct answer, because if black tries to stop white, then white can connect this way, and white is connected, and black is not. Black will be cut off, like this. These 5 stones will die. If black connects here, then white will be able to connect like this, and white succeeds. So white's number 1 and number 3 really sets up the success of number 5. And both number 1 and number 3 capitalize on the weaknesses in black's shape. So that's how you achieve success in this pattern. A simple hane on the second line does not work, although this is usually what comes to mind first when you're playing. But once again, slow down when you're faced with a pattern that could give you a chance. If you see this in game, you never know whether white can connect or not. You should consider the simple move, right? But when it doesn't work, you should look at black's weaknesses and think about alternatives. But of course, if you have more time, what's interesting is that when white plays this so-called forcing move, black can go down here and start a capture race with white. And this will get fairly complicated, and you are welcome to explore that on your own, but that might be a little too complicated for the purpose of this video. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next problem.